Mga kaibigan, mga kapipidi, mga ka-wrestling at mga ka-podcast, gusto niyo bang malaman kung paano kami nakikipag-collab sa mga brands in the MT Show podcast? We use Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize your podcast. If meron kang podcast, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code DMTGShowPod to get full control on how you monetize your show regarding of its size. Again, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code DMTGShowPod. If you're an advertiser who wants to collab with us, head on over to advertiser.podmetrics.co and fill up the form. Again, Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize your podcast. Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the MTG Show Podcast. Hey, it's Thursday and you know what that means. Welcome to your Unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast, and this is the MTG Show Podcast. So, again and again, I'm here to promote the podcast by listening to all your favorite podcast platforms. That's Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, sa Anchor, sa kahit anong podcast platforms on the podcast website, the MTG Show Podcast, podcastpage.io, and on the MTG Show Podcast app on the Google Play Store. And of course, follow the podcast on all of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Alam niyo na yun. So, on this episode, we're going to talk about a lot of things. Takeover, Vengeance Day, the fallout of Vengeance Day, and then AEW, NXT, Raw, some expectations for this Sunday's Elimination Chamber, and then yung mga naiwan ko from last week, especially No Surrender, we're going to talk about that. Tsaka Impact Wrestling, konting Impact Wrestling kasi medyo naiwan na ako sa ere sa Impact. And then ayan, predictions na lang for Elimination Chamber. So bago tayo mag-umpisa sa ating episode, again, welcome to the show. And bago tayo magpatuloy, my links for Shopee and Lazada is still available. Kung gusto nyo gamitin, bago kayo mag-check out, please use my links para at least you can help to support the show. And for Podmetrics, that's tinyurl.com/tmtgspxlazada or tmtgspx Shopee PH2. Maalin lang yan. Lazada, Shopee PH2. So, basically, malapit na rin ang mga sales ng Lazada and Shopee. So, malaking tulong sa inyo yung mga links na yan. Mayroon din diyang mga vouchers or something like that. And then, not to mention my referral code for Shopee, of course, 400 peso minimum for first order, para sa first time na order mo. That's TMTG, wait lang, the MTG222, that's 400 pesos minimum, and then makakuha ka na 100 pesos discount for first order sa platform, sa Shopee. So mamaya natin iyaano yung iba. So let's start the show. Hindi na ako magpapatagal masyado. We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber first, kasi medyo na siya. Elimination Chamber is coming this Sunday on the WWE Network. And magra-rundown muna tayo ng cards bago ako magpatuloy sa programming natin for this week. So, first match of the card na in-announce is a elimination chamber match with all of the WWE champions or former WWE champions is on the card or on the match. So that's Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Sheamus, and then si Randy Orton, and si The Miz. But as far as this week's Monday Night's concerned, naman natin pag-uusapan yon ay nabit. Kofi Kingston is now part of the Elimination Chamber match. Konting lang muna. Predictions. Gusto ko lang maglapag ng opinions ko muna. So, my opinion of this one is medyo na-upset ako bigla. Number one, si Drew lang yung pinakabata doon. Medyo nakaka-upset na he need to sacrifice his own ass. Alam natin na dito na i-build yung ibang matches like yung kay Randy Orton and The Fiend. Alam ko dito na rin nila iumpisahan yung WrestleMania. And then I think dito na rin mag-uumpisa yung dissension between The Miz and Morrison. And I think dito na rin mag-uumpisa yung build up for Sheamus versus McIntyre at WrestleMania. And then medyo nadidismaya ako sa way how they set the cards for Elimination Chamber. Basically, dapat wala nang pay-per-views right after the Royal Rumble. Kasi para sa akin, it's more on a filler. Hindi na siya talaga yung stop. Hindi na siya yung wait lang. Hindi na siya yung literal stop over for WrestleMania. Para na lang siyang shows to fulfill that calendar. Hindi na siya yung kagaya ng dati na literal na doon malalaman natin kung sino talaga yung Royal Rumble winner. And then yung challenger. And then yung champion na lalabanan ng Royal Rumble winner. For this one, parang ang dating sa akin, di na siya yung kagaya ng dati na mag-expect tayo na pwede pa manalo si Roman dito. Kasi lalabanan niya pa si Brock for the title at WrestleMania. And few years later, sobrang weirdo na. Kahit yung iba pang mga pay-per-views with stipulations, medyo hindi na rin siya yung kagaya ng dati na sobrang unpredictable like TLC, Hell in a Cell, tsaka yung mga Extreme Rules matches. Medyo nakaka-expect ka tayo ng reality versus expectation dito. Expectation versus reality. Pero balik tayo. Yung basically the match for the WWE Championship is now official na. And obviously, baka ito yung maging main event. Medyo, ulitin ko medyo nadidismaya ako on how they're going to build it. Kasi number one, nung una pa lang, The Miz is a Money in the Bank winner and siya yung current Money in the Bank contract holder. And yung pagpasok niya doon medyo hindi siya good move para sa akin. Kasi parang they're going to ruin your own shit. If Miz loses the chamber match, pag na-eliminate na siya dyan, do you think na magka-cash in agad siya dyan? No. Kaya talaga ang pangit. Ang pangit ng execution nila on how they're going to build this pay-per-view. And akalain mo yun, 2 weeks notice? Do you think they're going to build like that? Basta ang labo ng EC na to para sa akin. And then we have the SmackDown side. That's King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Daniel Bryan, and Cesaro fighting inside the Elimination Chamber. With the winner will face Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at the same night. Ito, kabaliktaran to ng Raw. Seriously, medyo kabaliktaran to. Tong sa Raw kasi, we all know Drew McIntyre will retain his championship inside the chamber. On the SmackDown side, Roman, siya yung nag-demand na wag i-defend yung title inside the Elimination Chamber. Instead, lalabanan ni Reigns yung winner of the Elimination Chamber at the same night. So, ang iniisip ko lang dito, right after Elimination Chamber match, pwede lumabas si Roman dito, i-choke niya na lang yung kalaban niya. That's it. Ganon na yung... Kasi number one, malaki na yung possibility na lamog na yung kalaban ni Roman dito. Kasi naman yung mananalo ng Elimination Chamber. Sobrang lamog na yon mula dun sa chamber match. That's an obvious decision na medyo weird. Hindi ko pa malaman. Baka probably by Saturday sa SmackDown, malalaman natin kung ano yung story for that match, for that matter. Pero, wala eh. Ang weird lang talaga on paper na Roman will defend the title at the same night after of the Elimination Chamber match. And baka nga lumabas siya immediately. Medyo ang weird pa sa pandinig ko. Pero, so, wag muna natin husgahan agad. Basta, baka mamaya, mas maganda pa to kaysa sa elimination match mismo. Wag muna natin bigyan ng hatol. Mahirap magbigay ng hatol agad. So, ito pa yung matches for the Elimination Chamber. So, basically, that's a triple threat match between Riddle, Keith Lee, and Bobby Lashley. As of recording, triple threat pa rin siya. Pero may mga nababasa tayo na balita right now that aalisin si Keith Lee doon sa Elimination Chamber match because of mayhem. Probably mayhem na nagkaroon nga ng COVID. Naging positive siya sa COVID. And I don't think na makapag-compete pa si Keith Lee for the Elimination Chamber. So, ang gagawin nata is a singles match with Lashley winning the title. Of course, no surprises right there. Pero let's move on. Medyo, Lastly, we're going to talk about the Lacey Evans later in the show. Kasi dapat meron pa dito ang Raw Women's Championship match between between Asuka and Lacey Evans, but naalis si Lacey Evans sa match because of the storyline or legitimate na buntis si Lacey, and they decided to drop the story between Ric Flair and Lacey versus Charlotte. Parang dinarap na nila tong story na to. Basically, they're going to drop that thing. No, actually maganda yung story na to. Maganda yung story nung una na Lacey is a future ganon. And then parang tinuturuan siya ni Rick in a sexualized way. Basta ganon yung nakikita ko on that story. Pero ang inaasahan ko din dapat si Lacey magiging champion siya, pero I think hindi muna mangyayari yun kasi nga buntis daw si Lacey. Kung totoo man buntis si Lacey, wish you good luck. Kung hindi totoo yun, come on. Ano na naman to? Tanginangan. Basta, papakatotoo lang tayo. Pag hindi legitimate, pag hindi totoo yung story na yun, kung hindi totoo yung buntis si Lacey, parang marami akong babawiin dito. For sure. Marami tayong babawiin dito sa podcast kasi nasabi ko na yung thoughts ko about that. So, basically that's the card for the Elimination Chamber. Probably Saturday, madadagdagan pa yung matches. Pero apat na kasi yung na-announce. Apat na yung na-announce. And then magkadagdag pa sila, I guess, before Sunday. So, let's move on to TakeOver Vengeance Day. So, Vengeance Day takes place last Monday here in Manila. And we're going to talk about that right now. So, first thing, we're going to start with the women's Dusty Cup between Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai versus Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. So, basically, that's a good match na inaasahan ko nung una pa lang. Pero, ang medyo may kulang sa akin, meron konting kulang na hindi ko mahanap sa match na to. Na nakita ko sa isa pang Dusty Cup final match. Mamaya natin sasabihin kung anong match yun. Yung inaasahan ko doon sa isang match, hindi ko nakita doon. Ang nakita ko dito, yun yung inaasahan ko doon sa men's Dusty Cup finals. So, mamaya natin i-rate tong match na to. Pero for now, let's move on to the next match. That's Johnny Gargano versus Kushida for the NXT North American Championship. I hate Gargano. Yes, sinabi ko na agad dito. Pero, based on this match, parang pakonti-konti nawawala na yon. Parang ayaw ko na lang sa kanya. Medyo ang nakita ko kasi dito sa match na to, may napatunayan dito si Johnny, I think. And may napatunayan din dito si Kushida. Pero as usual, mayroon parang medyo naiintriga pa ako sa storyline na natakbo ngayon kay Dexter Lumis. Yung story na parang hinold up si Austin Theory. And then, ayun, yun na yung parang naging way para maging one-on-one na lang yung match. And tinake advantage yun ni Johnny in a good way para sa akin. Good match, wrong winner, but still, what a good match. Maganda ang laban, pero hindi ko na inaasahan na mananalo si Kushida doon. Pero seryoso, let's move on to the next match. Basically, that's the men's Dusty Cup Finals between MSK and GYV. Ito, match of the year. Period. Falls down. Hands down talaga dito. Wala akong masabi. Alam mo, yung inaasahan ko sa Dusty Cup sa women's, yun ang nakita ko talaga dito on the men's side na mas lalamang talaga yung teamwork over mas lalamang yung teamwork kaysa sa mga napakita doon sa women's. Sa women's kasi medyo konti lang yung nakita ko. Dito talaga sa men's, kitang-kita talaga natin na may unity, yung dalawang teams nagkakasundo, and parang maganda yung execution ng bawat moves dito sa laban. And wala akong nakitang butas para doon sa men's Dusty Cup na inaasahan ko dapat na mayroon din. Pero wala talaga ako makitang butas. Magaling ang JYV, magaling din ang MMSK. Pero wrong winner. Yun lang ang kulang ko since MSK is a face, JYV is a heel. Medyo may sense na yung champions nila is heel, ang mananalo dito is a face. And may sense ng konti, pero paano na yung GYB? GYB, runner-up na naman. Nakakadismaya ng konti. Medyo nadidismaya ako doon sa part na yun, na pangalawang finals na naman to ng GYB, pero talo pa rin sila doon. And medyo nakakadismaya lang, na upset ako ng konti doon sa part na yun. So, let's move on to the next match of the night. That's a triple threat match for the Women's Championship. That's Io Shirai, Mercedes Martinez, and Toni Storm. So that match naman, sobrang ikli nun. Halos 12 minutes lang ata yung match. And ang masasabi ko lang, nakulangan ako doon sa match na yun. I don't think na may susundan pa to, pero nakulangan ako ng sobrang kulang yon. Kulang yon sa mga nakita natin for the first 3 matches na inaasahan ko na hindi mangyayari for this one. Pero ito, full packed, pero kulang talaga yung mga nakita natin. And parang medyo may nadali. Oo, parang may nadali. Pinadali itong match na to, I think, because of the runtime. Pero good decision pa rin na Io retains the title pa din. Pero ang nagulat lang talaga ako, ba't ang sobrang ikli, 12 minutes lang. Kulang talaga tong 12 minutes for 3 of them. Siguro mga 20-30 minutes, good na yon. Pero ito, kulang talaga. So, let's move on to the main event of the evening. Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne for the NXT Championship. Man, hands down. Hands down. Yun talagang una kong bungad kasi, putya, in my life, ngayon lang ulit ako nakakita ng ganito satisfying na matches. What I mean, aside pa yun sa yung 31, tsaka yung sa New Year's Evil. Pero ito man, putang ina, hands down. Hands down talaga. Unang-una pa lang, hands down na agad yung sinabi ko. Kasi I knew it. Balor and Pete Dunne are going to steal that show. And hindi ako nagkamali about that. And then, ang kinagulat ko pa about this one is yung dulo. Yung naging outcome and yung match mismo is superb. Grabe. Walang tapon. Mayroong tapon na konti lang. Pero it remains the same. Finn Balor is NXT. Finn Balor is one of the best wrestlers on the takeover. And wala talaga akong masasabing mali about this one. Kung may nasabi akong mali, siguro doon na lang kay Johnny yun. Kay Johnny lang siguro. And then, yung outcome pa nung pay-per-view, that's a heel turn by Adam Cole. So, ito yun. Si Balor ay tinulungan ni Kyle O'Reilly. Nag-shake hands sila doon sa center of the ring. After noong rescue against Dan and the NXT Tag Team Champions, Danny Burch and Oni Locan. And then, parang ang naging outcome noon is nag-post sila doon sa center of the ring, and then Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor and then si Kyle O'Reilly, and then nag-walk out na lang siya on his own 2-pit. So, bago natin pag-usapan yung naging fallout nitong NXT na to in a real bit, gusto ko munang isali yung Monday night. Mag-ano muna tayo, rundown muna tayo ng mga nangyari this week, yung mga napanood ko lang naman. And then, bago tayo rundown, of course, Podmetrics is a podcast platform that we can use to navigate our podcasts, kung ano yung mga updates of our podcast, analytics of our podcast, and how to earn kaching-kaching. Alam mo na yan. So, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code TheMTGShowPod. Again, that's podmetrics.co and use my code TheMTGShowPod. So, sa mga advertisers naman, on the other hand, please sign up the form at, wait lang, hindi ko tanda yung format dito. So, that's Podmetrics, wait lang, advertiser.podmetrics.co. And, ayun na nga, nandun na rin yung form na pwede nyo sagutan for advertisers na pwede pong makatulong sa pagraran nitong Podmetrics. And of course, again, Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize our shows and our podcast. So let's move on to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night muna tayo bago tayo mag-impact sa No Surrender, konting No Surrender. So Raw, ayun na nga, in-announce nga ni The Miz that he will remove himself from the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Ang masasabi ko, first thing, good move. Number one, that's a good move. Kasi, ang perspective ko lang dyan, kahit matalo si Miz sa Elimination Chamber match, pwede pa rin siya mag-cash in doon sa Money in the Bank contract niya. Pwede pa din yun mangyari. Kahit isa lang yung mangyari rin yung isa. Pero, kahit mawala yung isa sa dalawa, mangyayari pa din yung isa. Parang ganon yung naging outcome ko about that scenario. And then, naghanap nga si Miz ng pwedeng replacement for himself. And naisip niya si John Morrison. But, kumontra si Kofi on that night. And, parang nag-argument na sila ni Miz. Adam Pearce dumating. And then, ayun, nag-set nga sila ng match. And then, Kofi defeated the Miz. So, therefore, Kofi Kingston is now part of the Elimination Chamber match. Pero ako, if you're going to ask me, hindi ko makuha kung ba't maraming hate dito si Kofi right now. Na, bakit wala si Kofi ba't nandyan si Kofi sa Elimination Chamber match? Parang, ang pointless ng pagpasok niya sa match. Eto guys, unahan ko na agad kayo on that matter. Kofi Kingston is a former WWE champion. John Morrison is not a former WWE champion. So, it makes sense sa iba. Para sa akin, it makes sense. Pero, I don't know sa iba na walang alam kundi mag-criticize and then praising AEW. And all of the douchebags na may pake sa mga ganitong senaryo. And then, alam mo na, not surprised. Pero let's move on to other scenario pa nitong Monday night. So, in-announce na Lacey Evans na siya ay pregnant. And hindi pa rin ako sigurado if that's legitimate or not. Hindi pa rin ako sigurado. Nagdududa pa ako baka mamaya story lang to. Baka mamaya hindi siya yung legitimate na buntis talaga. No, hindi pa ako sigurado dun. Pero ako ayoko muna mag-comment about the pregnancy ni Lacey. Baka mamaya lang to, story na maglilid sa WrestleMania, ganon. Pero if totoo naman, thank God. Finally, naalis na rin yung storyline na ayaw ko sa Monday Night so far. Bago tayo makalimot sa NXT pala, nag-debut na rin si LA Knight sa Takeover Vengeance Day. Nakalimutan ko bigla si LA Knight kasi pre-show kasi yon. I don't watch pre-show most of the time. Pero itong pre-show na to, part na to, man, it blows my mind right now. Ano pa yung makikita natin kay LA Knight? Abangan na lang natin. Pucha. So, let's move on to other parts of the show. So, Nia Jax and Lana is basically feuding once again. For what? I don't know why. Sasabog na yung ulo ko. Sobra. Sasabog na yung ulo ko dahil kay Lana and Nia Jax na hindi pa rin matigil yung feud nila. Stuff like that. Na parang wala nang pake yung tao but still they're going to do that over and over again. Especially yung may whole part na medyo meme part pa din. But they're going to do that for the sake of comedy. Man, come on. Hindi na siya yung nakakatawa masyado. Kasi medyo nakakagago na lang. And then, other parts pa din ng Monday Night for this week is Bad Bunny is now a 24/7 champion. Okay, I got this. So, kaya naging champion dyan si Bad Bunny is obviously to promote himself on SNL. Saturday Night Live. And nag-expect ako ng title change doon. Sigurado ako. Nag-expect ako ng title change doon sa SNL since medyo popular kasi ang SNL. Siyempre, popular din si Bad Bunny. Popular din ng WWE. So, that's a way to change the title. I think mag-change hands dito sa episode na to ng SNL. Ganun. Mag-change hands talaga. And then finally, bago natin pagpatuloy itong episode na to, we have a gauntlet match to determine who will enter the chamber last. Medyo, di ko natanda yung sunod-sunod. Di ko na pinanood ng buo yung naging sequence, sunod-sunod na pasok for that stuff. Pero, ang final nun ay si Sheamus and si Drew McIntyre. If I'm not mistaken. And then, Sheamus will enter the Elimination Chamber last. Medyo, medyo ang random na sa akin ng ganitong mga scenarios na magkakaroon ng gauntlet match to determine who will enter the chamber last. Medyo ang random na sa akin ng ganong scenario. Pero, still, Sheamus, sure ko may eliminate to. Hindi to mananalo kahit sabihin mo malaking threat ka pa dahil last ka dyan. Medyo cliche na yan, so hindi ka mananalo dyan. Sa mania ka na lang. Mania na lang. And then, that's it. Basically, that's it for our Monday Night Raw review. And I want to add Alexa Bliss. Sobrang solid ng promo niya on this week's Raw. And then, yung distraction niya kay Randy Orton during the gauntlet match. Sobrang solid nun. I think The Fiend will return as far as Elimination Chamber concerns. And it blows my mind right now. Kung ano yung pwede magyari sa WrestleMania. So, let's move on. Let's move on to a news. WWE related news pa din. So, here in the Philippines, we have two networks na naghahandle ng WWE right now. So, that's Signal/TV5 and Top Sports. So, last Monday night, in-announce ng Top Sports that they're going to remove all of the WWE programming on its programs, on its channels. And it because medyo, negotiations? I'm not sure on the word, pero nagnenegosasyon pa sila on the next year. For the next year na papalabas pa nila yung product on the channels. Pero ang sure ko naman dito, if hindi na ma-handle ng top yung programs, sure ko pupunta rin to sa Signal TV5 itong mga programs na to. So since One Sports now owns the rights for live episode of SmackDown, 1 hour episodes of Raw and SmackDown, and then also yung tawag ba doon, may mga shows pa doon na exclusive sa One Sports Plus. And I think pag dumating tong mga bunch of shows na to, tong Raw, main event this week, and yung Aftermath, ba yun? Hindi ko tanda kung nung show yun. Sure ko, mas malaking bump yun sa One Sports and One Sports Plus, especially TV5. Malaking bump yun, panigurado ako, for their channels. So, yung negotiations na yun, na right now, for Top and WWE, medyo baka magtagal pa yon. And baka nagtataka kayo, noong Monday sa mga nanood dyan sa Top Sports, bakit po Impact na yung palabas? Simple lang po ang sagot. Inalista nila yung WWE programming on the channels. So, syempre, subject to change pa them. So, wala tayong magagawa. Let's deal with the 1 hour every Thursdays on One Sports Plus, or yung manood na lang kayo sa mga wrestling sites or the WWE Network. Sa YouTube, pwede pa rin naman kayo manood. If nadala na dito sa One Sports Plus, yung mga wrestling shows na yon, well, maganda yon. Magandang plus yon sa mga channels nila. But for now, we need to deal with the other sources. Ganun lang kasimple yun. Let's move on to our next program. So that's Impact Wrestling. We're going to talk about Impact a little bit. So, yung No Surrender takes place last Sunday, Manila time. And ang masasabi ko lang, okay, not a bad show. Hindi siya yung masama na show na Impact Plus. No, hindi yun na nakita ko. Merong ibang shows na, ibang matches na maganda, like yung triple threat countdown match, stuff like that na nangyari 8-man, and then every elimination may papasok sa triple threat match scenario, parang ganon. And ang nanalo doon si Josh Alexander. Pero ang weird na hindi siya yung naging number 1 contender versus TJP this week's Impact. Medyo ang weird lang. Ang weird lang nung part na yon na hindi siya yung lumaban kay TJP. And medyo yung kay TJP, medyo na-out of touch na ako sa storyline na to. Parang nawawalan na ako ng pake. Oo. Parang ang dating na lang sa akin is just a typical storyline with 3 faces. Mick Foley. Ganon, parang ganon na dating sa akin ng story na yun. Parang nawawalan na ako ng pakialam. And then, let's move on to other matches doon sa No Surrender. Sa No Surrender, na-defend din yung Women's Tag Team titles o Knockouts title. So, retain pa din sila Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. Medyo ang dating lang sa akin for that one was okay lang, sakto lang. I'm not expecting a lot. Pero mas maganda to. Mas maganda tong matches na to kaysa sa nangyari sa tag team titles before. I'm not saying WWE. Pero ganun na rin, ganun na din 'yon. Pero ganun na nga Ganun na nga yung nangyari right now on the product. And di na rin ako magugulat if maganda pa yung outcomes ng Impact Tag Team titles kaysa doon sa titles na meron sa Impact Wrestling. Di na ako magugulat doon. So, next naman natin right now is yung main event. So, that's Tommy Dreamer versus Rich Swann for the Impact World Championship. That's magandang laban yon para sa akin. And medyo nag-expect lang ako a little bit ng nag-expect lang ako ng konti na baka nga akala ko meron pang kakaroon pa yon ng brutal spots kasi gano'n naman si Tommy Dreamer. Pero wala akong nakita for this one. Wala akong nakita for this pay-per-view event. Di ako masyado nag-expect kasi singles match lang naman to. I thought in a bit na rin siya. Nakakala ko siya, yung street fight or stuff like that, gano'n. Pero fine. Not surprised. Di na ako na-surpresa doon. So, let's move on to AEW. Kasi right now sa AEW, sa Dynamite, boom! Sobrang ganda. Sobrang ganda nung Dynamite nila this week. Pero i-highlight na lang natin ulit. So, yung kay Kenny Omega, inaccept na ni Kenny Omega na i-defend niya yung tag team titles versus Jon Moxley, but may condition na may condition na may stipulation. So the stipulation is a exploding barbed wire death match for the title. So basically that's a ring, walang ropes, that yun ay barbed wire. And then, yung sides ay nag-explode. The only way to win that match is, teka lang, tinitignan ko mabuti. Baka mali ang iniisip ko. Ayusin natin for the formality. So, wait lang. Sure natin. So, itong match na to will end by a pinfall. Tama. Pinfall or submission. Ganun pa din. Yun lang ang end doon basically. Ganun lang. Wala namang Pero mas mag-aabangan natin to kasi that's a first for American promotions na gumawa ng ganitong match. First time din, I think, na gawin to outside of America, and first din to in AEW na gumawa sila ng ganito. So, well, good luck. And so far, nagbibuild na sila ng matches for Revolution pay-per-view that we're going to talk about in 2 weeks. Kasi malapit na rin ang Revolution. And then, marami pa tayong pwede pag-usapan. Pero let's move on muna. Yung women's title eliminator sa AEW, nangyari na yung Japan, lahat ng round 1 sa Japan, and then yung sa US is ongoing pa lang. So lahat sa Japan is na-take place na yung lahat ng round 1. So basically, Yuka Takahashi, wait lang, hindi ko mabasa. Basta si Yuka, si Emi Sakura, and then si Rayo, hindi ko mabasa, at si Aja Kong is now in the match. Si Maki Ito, ito yung fan favorite nito sa tournament na to, pero sadly na-eliminate agad siya doon sa match. And okay, I'm not expecting na di naman ako nag-expect masyado for that one na wait. Ang lalim ng iniisip ko. Baka saan ako makarating. Ayoko nang sabihin dito. Pero marami ng matches for Revolution na ino-observe ko pa. So that's Adam Page versus Matt Hardy na big money match. And then the winner will receive that Losers 2021 first quarter earrings. Medyo ang random itong story na to, pero darating tayo sa magandang scenarios for that thing. Sure ko, darating tayo dyan. Pero for now, let's deal with the scenarios na pwedeng mangyari on Revolution pay-per-view event. And then also, let's move on to NXT. Yung mga nangyari this week's NXT. NXT, as far as I'm concerned, is a good show. Actually, wait lang, tignan natin. Mas sure. Mas titingnan ako ng resources ngayon. Kasi wala akong ideya. Nanood lang, konti lang. Konti lang yung pinanood ko for this week's NXT. So, ngayong linggo nga sa NXT, parang in-address sa atin yung heel turn ni Adam Cole, which is yung attack niya sa takeover. Pero we don't get the answers. Hindi pa natin nakuha yung matinong answer na gusto natin makuha for this one. Hindi ako maasa ng matino-tinong sagot for this week's NXT. Pero siguro they're going to build the story up para lang mas makita natin yung magiging outcome nitong match na to. Pero let's check this out. So, nagkaroon ng tag team match, 6-man tag between Pete Dunne and Company versus Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong dahil ito kay Adam Cole. So, medyo ang nababasa ko right now, wait lang. Hindi ko makuha yung point where we're going to deal with this once again. And ito nga, sabid ako. Pero gusto ko makita din yung answer kung bakit sinuperkick ni Adam Cole si Kyle O'Reilly. And medyo di pa rin natin nakukuha yung sagot. Di pa natin makuha yung sagot for that matter. So, kino-call out ni Kyle O'Reilly si Adam Cole. And then, wala tayong nakuwang sagot. Wala tayong nakuha. That's Roderick Strong. And then sinabi niya na nangiinit lang si Adam Cole. Nangiinit lang daw siya. Pero wala, mahirap. Nangiinit lang siya. And then nakakaduda pati yung mga nangyari. Lumabas ulit si Finn Balor for this one. And nag-brawl na nga basically. And then the main event is now set. And then ngayon naman, in-announce kanina, kahapon or takeover that Karrion Kross is going to fight the NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar. Kaso wala si Escobar umuwi sa kanilang bahay and then parang inayawan niya yung match. And then next week kailangan daw lumaban si Escobar. And if hindi lumaban si Escobar, i-vacant na yung Cruiserweight Championship. Ang isa lang sa mga iniisip ko for this one is baka lumabas na din dito anytime si Jordan Devlin. One of the theories na iniisip ko. Obvious na mananalo si si Karrion Kross. And also, i-build na rin nila yung possibility na reunification of the titles. Parang ganun ang pwede mangyari. And then, of course, si Pat McAfee, andyan na naman siya. Telling the fans na nagsasabi siya ng totoo, not surprised after all. And then, andito na din yung The Way, of course, not a big deal. Pero nakikita ko yung story. Wait, sorry about that. Yung storyline na gusto kong i-point out noong last week pa or last week pa for the past few days na pina-point out ko na wala akong pakialam sa The Way. Pero for this one, medyo nagkaka-interest ako kasi medyo historical. Medyo hysterical lang konti. Medyo weird. Weird pakinggan yung story. Ngayong binibuild na nila ulit si Kushida to become a champion. And also si Dexter Lumis ay binibuild din nila, which is interesting for me. And then, ay na nga ulit, si Pat McAfee, nantitrip na naman siya, is back. Yung kay Adam Cole nga. Si Adam Cole was called by McAfee as scumbag. And then, parang gusto niya ng trend na Pat was right. parang ang weird sa pandinig ko about that matter. And then, ayun, ganun, sunod pa. And then, parang wala na masyadong big deal. Let's talk about Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Leon Ruff. Ano na, parang nag-turn na dito si Leon Ruff. Wait, hindi. I mean, nag-turn na dito si Isaiah Swerve Scott. And then, parang ang dating nga sa akin noon is, I think that's a heel turn na. Oo. Consider ko na siya as a heel turn. And then, ano pa ba? Xia Li is still all around. Not a big deal. So, hindi naman siya sobrang big deal para sa akin. Pero, nag-expect tayo ng matino-tinong outcome for that. Pero, wala. Let's see na lang ulit kung ano pa yung maaasahan natin for the next few days, especially the build-up for a Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole match maybe sooner than later. And then, yung Dusty Cup winners ceremony, of course. And then, andito na yung mga winners. That's MSK. And then, the women's winners, Team Kick. And then, andyan na rin si Nia and Shayna. And then, parang ang nangyari na is wait lang, nagsusubok pa ako mag-catch up. And then, in-announce na din dito for this episode that both champions will defend the title against the winners for the Dusty Cup, men's and women's, on March 3rd. So, basically, 2 tag team title matches. And then, yun na yun. Parang, ida-defend na yung titles for March 3rd. I think that's a fallout for the Revolution. And then, they're going to build the story after of the Vengeance Day, I guess. And then also si LA Knight, andyan na ulit si LA Knight. And then ang nahuhulaan ko lang dito for LA Knight is baka mag-lurk siya whoever wins the Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross or other storylines, basta nandyan si Finn Balor, I guess. And then yun. Then, let's talk about the main event. Ayan, meron pang video si Karrion Kross and Scarlett for Escobar. Wala siyang paki sa gold, si Kross dito. Pero, let's see, magbe-vacant na yung title. We're not surprised. And then, finally, the main event for this week, that's a 6-man tag. Still, Adam Cole sa dick, though. Andito na si Cole. And then, ito na yung summary natin. Nag-distract si Adam Cole. And then, ini-spike ni Adam Cole si O'Reilly, sa steel steps ng Brainbuster. And then, tinake advantage na yung match. Not surprised, man. Nakaka-shock. Sobrang nakaka-shock yung outcomes itong match na to. And pwede ko nang sabihin na Adam Cole is in the line again to challenge for the NXT Championship. But this time, heel na dito si Adam Cole. So, basically, that's my summary for this week's NXT. And now, it's time to rate TakeOver. So, i-rate lang natin tong TakeOver. So, mabilis na lang to. So, the Women's Dusty Cup is 3 out of 5. I love the match. Bitin lang ako sa mga outcomes ito. Nakulangan lang ako. And then, the North American Championship, that's 3 out of 5 as well. Maganda yung match, but nakukulangan pa ako kay Johnny dito. Kulang pa sa akin yung ginawa ni Johnny. And then, the Men's Dusty Cup is 5. Sobrang, alam mo, superb yun para sa akin. And then, the women's title is 3. Kulang yung oras. Kasi 12 minutes lang kasi nakakabitin. And then, for the first time ever, here in the podcast, parang lalampas na tayo doon sa rankings. That's 5 over 25. First time in WWE, I think. Kasi nag-rate din ako ng 5.25 sa... I think that's Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom nag-rate din ako. 5.25 sa I think that's day 1 or day 2 ng Wrestle Kingdom. Hindi ko tanda. Baka yung wait lang, hindi ko matanda. Basta, I think that's Okada match. And, wait. Namawala na sa isip ko. Basta, I think binigyan ko yon ng 5.25 kasi sobrang smooth kasi nun. Will Ospreay. I think yun nga yun. Hindi ko natanda. And then, the NXT Championship is 5.25 over 5. Hindi ako OA dito. Sadyang nagandahan lang talaga ako sa naging outcome nitong episode na to. And I'm sure if man, I love that shit. That's it. And then so wrestler of the week. I-explain ko pa ba to? Explain pa ba natin to? Parang ayoko na, ibag na. Joke lang. I'm going to explain the wrestler of the week. Kahit wala akong visuals na in-up last week. Wala akong visuals kasi na-fucked up yung card ko for that matter. So, I'm sorry about that. So, let's start. So, week 4 of our superstar of the week starts with Adam Cole. Kasi, I think, ito yung pinaka-shocking part of the week. This week, basically, that's a shocking moment. And I love how he executed the part na I think nagustuhan ng lahat halos. And then, wait lang. Number 2 natin is Roman. Kasi, I think, napaka-genius yung ginawa niya for the Elimination Chamber. And then, kung paano niya pinaglalaruan dito si Adam Pearce. I think that's a plus para sa akin. Konti pa yon. And then, lastly, yung kay Sammy Guevara sa pag-alis niya sa Inner Circle. Medyo, diniscuss ko na siya last week. Pero, for this one, sobrang superb. Superb yung part na to ni Sammy Guevara. Kaya nilagay natin siya on the top list. Number 3. And then, pwede rin ako maglapag ng honorable mentions dito. Si Muto sa Noah. He won the GHC Heavyweight Championship. And then, yung MSK sa Dusty Cup. And then, sa women's, we got Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And then, Io Shirai because of the match Takeover Vengeance Day. And then, Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans kasi last week, medyo natutuwa ako on the way na hindi ko maalala. Yung part na she roast Lacey on that thing. Pero I love kung paano tumakbo yung storyline na yon. Pero ngayon, wala na yung interest ko about the story kasi na-drop na rin nila. They're going to drop that crap anytime soon. So, wait a minute, kaping mainit. So, predictions for the Elimination Chamber. Yun na lang. So, my Elimination Chamber predictions. First thing, that's a Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. That's Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston. Obvious, Drew McIntyre will win the WWE Championship match. And then, let's move on to the second Elimination Chamber match. That's Baron Corbin, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, si Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan. So, my predictions for that one, I think, it's either Cesaro or KO. Cesaro or KO. Mahalin lang sa dalawa. Pero +1 sa akin if Cesaro mananalo dito. Or even Daniel Bryan. +1 yon. +1 yung tatlo. Mahalin sa tatlo. And then, obviously, Roman will retain the title. Not surprised right there. And then, finally, the isa pang match for the Elimination Chamber. That's a triple threat match for the United States Championship. That's Lashley, and then Riddle, tsaka si Keith Lee. Kung naalis na si Keith Lee sa scenario, fine. Okay. Lashley pa din. Pero medyo nagro-root ako kay Riddle kasi parang nagbubunga na yung pinaggagawa niya sa Raw right now. Basta ganon, may ganon yung naiisip ko. So, for that matter, I think Riddle, may possible din na manalo si Riddle for the match. So, that's it. That's it for today's episode. Lahat na pag-usapan na natin, and then na-up ko na rin yung address ko about the top WWE thing. I think sinabi ko na lahat for this episode. So, if meron kang gustong ibigay sa pamilya mo, lalo na may COVID pa din ngayon, hirap ka pa din makalabas, and naghahanap ka ng affordable na same-day delivery platform, so, basically, that's Mr. Speedy. You can use Mr. Speedy, and may offer ako para sa'yo. So, get 50 pesos off for your first delivery with Mr. Speedy. So, gagamitin mo lang tong code na to. Very simple. Mr. Speedy X TMTGSP. Again, that's Mr. Speedy X TMTGSP. And makakuha ka ng 50 pesos off for your first delivery with Mr. Speedy. Pwede kayong mag-book ng inyong delivery on their website, mrspeedy.ph, or download their app from the Apple App Gallery, Google Play Store, and Huawei App Gallery. Available ang Mr. Speedy sa Metro Manila, nearby provinces, and on Cebu. So, basically, that's it for today's episode. Follow the podcast on all of the podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, and the MTG Show Podcast app. Visit our website, the MTG Show Podcast.podcastpage.io, for more wrestling content. Also, you can listen to the podcast website, and of course, follow the podcast on all of the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Twitter and Instagram at the MTG Show Podcast. My personal accounts, of course, Twitter and IG at AG Penera on those platforms. So, with that said, thank you. See you on the next episode. Stay safe. And of course, stay Russo. Happy Lenten season, guys. Yeah, that's it.